Right. Thought I would just put my 2 cents in regards to Bitcoin. It's seems to be a huge trend, so I thought I would talk about it in this video. So what is better than Bitcoin? I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's actually kind of funny because I'm in WhatsApp with my siblings, and I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters. One of them actually lives in Australia. The other one lives in Turks and Caicos. And then the other 2 are in Alberta, Canada. So different time zones everywhere. It's crazy. But it's kind of funny because they're all talking about Bitcoin and all that. And they're like, come on, Elon, talk about Bitcoin or Dogecoin or whatever, because then the prices go up. To me, it's kind of weird. I understand that the reason why people are jumping into Bitcoin, and I've been guilty of that, probably about 5 years ago, I bought some Bitcoin. I think it was probably at its peak. I felt like I was in a matrix. As anytime I bought some Bitcoin, it seemed to go up. It was so weird. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I think it was like at $21,000 US. And it was just rising. So I was trading every day and trying to make a little bit of a profit up and down on all the different coins that were out there. I got Ethereum. That was one of them. I don't know if Dogecoin, I think it was, but Dogecoin, I think back then was like 0.001 or something like that, something ridiculous. But it's just interesting that you can have a celebrity talk about one of these coins and then all of a sudden it starts rising, and then there's interest and then people buy it and all this kind of stuff. The thing that bugs me about Bitcoin, and I have a buddy that's heavily into it, so I have to be careful to talk about things that I don't necessarily know about. And I'm not like an insider trader and all this kind of stuff. And I haven't taken any courses on investing in Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. So I have to be kind of careful. But my thoughts behind it is, you have a mystery man, Yogo Yakamatsu or whatever his name is, that nobody knows. Really, at the end of the day, nobody knows who created this. That's kind of a mystery to me. And people are pouring thousands of dollars into this that could crash tomorrow and then rise the next day and all this kind of stuff. It just seems weird. It's kind of like the stock market as well, a little bit. Unless you really understand how to invest in the stock market, it's a dangerous place. People look at Warren Buffett and go, well, this is how he made his billions, by investing in stocks and all that kind of stuff. And not necessarily. If you study the history of Warren Buffett, you'll understand that he bought companies. Berkshire and Hathaway, for example, used to be a textile place, and they were on the verge of bankruptcy because textiles weren't popular anymore. So he made that into his headquarters. And then I'm trying to remember what his first company was. Oh man, I think it was like an insurance company, but he bought shares in an insurance company because he saw that they had a huge cash flow. And his goal was to keep buying enough shares so that he was able to get onto the board. And then now he can influence the direction of the company. And then what he would do is he would get partners and he would create a business entity, call it some name, and then they'd all jump on board and invest the money. And he'd invest very little to almost nothing. But because he created the company and got investors, everybody would invest and buy shares and all this kind of stuff. And then he'd create another company because he had another idea that he wanted to invest in this direction, all this kind of stuff. And I think he bought Geico at one time. And then he also saw Visa was going down. And he decided, maybe it was American Express. Could have been American Express. I don't know why I think Visa. Might have been American Express. But it was going down. And then what he saw is when he was in a grocery store, that even though times were tough, people were still using their credit cards. And for me personally, I think Capital One is one of my favorite credit cards. I have a Capital One Costco card. I have 2 or 3 other Capital One cards. I have American Express cards. I have Bank of Montreal cards. I have a couple of RBC cards. What else? Oh, I have a PC Financial card. So I think I have like 15 credit cards. But my favorite is Capital One. And maybe I'll go into why. They actually helped me build up my credit. And maybe that'll be another story. But the point is, this is basically how I bought this home, was through credit cards. And that's another story. It's not that I bought this house with credit cards, but I used credit cards to build my score up so that I was able to buy a house. And again, that'll be in another video. But my point is, with Warren Buffett, he saw that everybody was still using their credit cards. So then he started investing in this credit card company. I think it was American Express. So then, because he bought so many shares when their price was down, when the price went up, he was making more money. And then also Visa as well. He bought when their prices were low. And he wanted to be an influence on those companies. That's why he was buying shares. So unless you think when you're buying a stock like banks and all this kind of stuff that you're going to be on the board of management, or you're going to have so many shares that you can actually become a major shareholder, it's going to be very tough to do the exact thing as Warren Buffett. That's my whole point. Elon Musk, he builds businesses. Tesla, SpaceX. He was a co-founder of PayPal, I believe. Got bought out. And yeah, like, they're building businesses. So this is a roundabout way of saying what is better than Bitcoin is building a business. And even better, building your sales skills. That's why in the last 7 months, I've spent a lot of time, energy, money building up my skills so that I can be a better salesperson at the end of the day, because you want to be able to have transactions with people. You want to be able to build a rapport fast. You want to be able to offer something in value. Maybe you can help somebody sell their products. That'll never go away. Doesn't matter what you buy. It'll never go away. So I get a little bit nervous with Bitcoin because it's something that I don't really understand. And I know there's people that could probably preach to me the value of Bitcoin, that it's only going to rise and you're going to be a multi-millionaire and all this stuff if you buy, if you had bought 15 years ago Bitcoin, you'd be a multi-millionaire right now and all that. It's possible. It's possible. It's also possible you could have lost a lot of money, because like I said, about 5-6 years ago, people were losing their shirt when it crashed. And I think it was just after Christmas 2000, when was that, 16 or something like that. Like it went up, it skyrocketed within months to like 21,000, and then it just started falling. And that's about when I bought it, almost at its peak. And now I think, yeah, it's ridiculously high right now. So I think there's probably going to be some kind of a market correction where it's going to go down, probably down to like, I don't know, $100, $200, $500, $1,000. Clean out, purge all the people that invested all their money. And then the people that are going to be jumping out, they're going to be selling, jumping off of roofs, all this kind of stuff. And then it's probably going to go back up to, I don't know, 80, 100,000, 200,000, whatever it is. But it feels like it goes down and chokes off people, gets rid of people, fleeces all these people, and then it goes back up again. So, because I can't tell you how many people I've heard have said, once it gets to this level, I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to sell it all. And then it starts going down about that time that they say it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to wait for it to get back up to here. And then, excuse me, then what happens is they sell down here. That's the problem. You don't know when it's going to rise and fall. So I say at the end of the day, build a business, build your sales skills, get good at selling over the phone, get good at telemarketing, get good at inbound sales, inbound closing, outbound closing, whatever. Like, you just got to get good at it. That's it. And that's it for today's video. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.